everybody, welcome back, and today we are finally doing it. We're finally finishing up the 31 days of tutorial series. For those of you who are just tuning in, this is a series I started on December 1st of 2016, and I wanted to do a holiday party festive inspired makeup tutorial every day in the month of December. It was a rough month for me. I got really sick and I wasn't able to finish, but I got 28 done, but I wanted to go ahead and finish it up. And the point of that series was to kind of step out of your boundaries, play, practice with makeup, try some different techniques, try some different color combinations, because that's how you get inspired, and that's how you grow and learn. You got to practice and you got to try new things and be willing to step outside of your comfort zone. I also wanted to use a wide range of palettes. I used some old, some new, some limited edition, permanent, drugstore, high-end, just the gamut. But today's palette that I used to create this very, very kind of soft summer, spring appropriate type of romantic smoky eye was the Marc Tease palette. Now I did do a kind of very dramatic smoky purple halo eye towards the end of this series, but I wanted to do something that maybe was a little bit more appropriate for a wider range of people, that would maybe be a fun, easy way to wear color. And while I love my bright colors, I know not everybody is as comfortable with wearing bright colors as I am. And while Urban Decay, and I love their aesthetic and I love their whole vibe and their bright colors, whereas I look at Urban Decay as something that's very inspired by the West Coast bright colors, very young and fresh, I see Marc Jacobs and his, his makeup as something that's maybe more East Coast, New York chic, and something a little bit more reserved, and maybe something a little bit more appealing to a wider range of age groups and individuals. But guys, I hope you like this look. If you want to see how I got it using the Marc Jacobs Tease palette, then stick around and I'll see you after the tutorial. Alright everybody, we're going to go ahead and get started, and I just primed my eyes with my Urban Decay primer potion. This is going to be a really simple, really just soft, fun springtime, summery time look. So I'm going to start off and I'm just going to set that primer with my Coastal Scents BRC S03 brush, and I'm just going to take a base shade from the Sonia Kashuk Eyes on Neutral Matte palette. I'm just going to take that shade right there. I'm just going to use it to set the primer and really take care of any discoloration that I might have on my eyelids. And I'm going to be very generous with this shade. I'm going to also be very generous with this shade in the inner corner as well. Now I'm going to take my Wet n Wild fluffy brush, and I'm going to go into this light pink shade right here in the palette and this middle shade right here, which is a little bit more of a warm tone brown. These are shimmery shades and they're not going to show up really brightly on the eye, but they're just going to be a nice way for us to start transitioning that purple up. So once we've got those colors laid down, I'm going to pick up my BRC S52 brush, which is just a flat shader brush, and I'm going to go into the brightest purple shade in the palette. I like this shade because it's a warm purple, but when you sheer it out, it can be very soft. And I'm just going to start patting that all over the lid. Now you can intensify this with a base if you wanted to put a paint pot underneath it, or a Maybelline color tattoo, or a NYX Jumbo eyeshadow pencil, but I want this look to be very soft, so we're just going to lay this down right over the shadow that we have. And again, this is why we're doing our foundation second, because there is quite a bit of fallout with this shade. Building that up, and I'm going to just take it right above the crease, just slightly. Now I'm going to pick up my BR250 brush, and I'm going to take a little bit more of that bright purple shade on it, and I'm going to make sure that the majority of the shadow that I have on that brush is kind of facing down. And I'm going to start, because I don't want to take it up too high, I'm going to start blending that out. I'm going to pick up that fluffy brush one more time and go into those two colors right here. So this kind of middle shade and then this light pinky shade. And I'm just going to go back and forth, kind of tap off my brush. And again, I'm just going to soften it up and blend everything out. So I know I've done a purple smoky eye in this series before, but again, I'm just showing you a different way, a different technique to maybe tone it down a little bit and make it more appropriate for summer, spring. And then for a final touch on the upper lid here, I'm going to go into this shade right here, which is a really pretty soft pink. It's got a little bit of a peach iridescence to it. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to tap that right on my lid. And again, I'm not going to foil this. I'm not going to make this super intense. I just want to pick up the light. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put on my foundation, put on my false lashes, and then I'm going to come back and we're going to work on the rest of the lower lash line look and finish up the face. Alright guys, so I finished putting my lashes on. Let's work on the lower lash line. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my Tease palette again. I'm going to go in with that same purple shade we've been working with, but I'm going to go in with a BRC S09 brush, which is just a nice synthetic pencil brush. I'm going to pick that up, and then I'm going to work that on the outer 2/3 of the lower lash line. We want to very, very lightly start blending that in, and I'm just going to take it into about that point. Now I'm going to wipe off this brush, and with that same BRC S09 brush, we're going to go back into the shade that we popped on the center of the lid, because it does have a really pretty pinky peach iridescence to it. He really does those kind of very subtle iridescent shades so beautifully. We're going to put this right on the inner corner. We're going to blend it back down towards that purple. So this is just going to add a really nice open light feel to the eye. Alright guys, and if you're like me and you get a lot of darkness on the inner corner, you can also do this. I'm going to take this kind of satiny, light, almost white pink on that same brush, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to work it around the shimmery shade in the outer corner, and I'm going to take it all the way up underneath the brow bone. So I'm just kind of framing our inner corner highlight, and what this is going to do is subtly highlight and brighten up that inner corner without it being too shimmery. Because if you have deep set eyes, or if you're like me and you just have darkness on that inner corner, this is really going to help. And then I'm going to just pick up a little bit more of that iridescent pink shade and just reiterate right in the corner. So just to cancel out any discoloration or pink kind of tones in the waterline, I'm going to take my NYX Faux White pencil in the shade White Smoke, which has a really beautiful kind of lavender tint to it. It's very, very subtle. It's going to be very bright, and I'm just going to put that on the waterline. I'm going to go in with my Wet n Wild Megalength mascara, and I'm just going to coat the lower lashes. And then one more time, I'm going to take that BRC S09 and just reiterate the very outer corner. Alright guys, so let's work on the rest of the face. So I don't really want to contour today per se, but I do want to warm up the rest of my face. So I'm going to go in with my L'Oreal, what is this? The Glam Bronze, and I am in the shade Light Pale. This is just a nice, soft, shimmery bronzer. It's got a nice tone to it. So I'm just going to take this on a BRC S025 and just very, very lightly, I'm just taking this around the kind of edges of my face, just to warm it up a little bit. Gotta say, I'm really, even though there is a little bit of shimmer in this bronzer, I'm really liking it so far, just because it's very, very subtle. And it does come in a nice variety of 3 shades. I was kind of torn, because I kind of was thinking about getting the darkest shade, which I might still go back and do because I like the red tone of it. Alright, for blush today, I'm going to use a mix of an old favorite and a new one. I'm going to use Romantic Rose, and on top of it, I'm going to put Rosa Romantica, which is a new baked blush from Milani. And I'm just using it on that same BRS25. I love this blush. It is the most beautiful, subtle, just kind of universally amazing blush. This one's new. I haven't used it yet, but it looks amazing. Petey cat, what are you doing? And I'm just going to focus this right kind of on the apples of my cheeks. And right along the top of where I had my blush. Such a pretty sheen to the skin. Petey cat, come on. You are being a little pain in the butt. And for highlighter today, I'm going to go along with just kind of that pinky purpley theme, and I'm going to use my Glow All Out highlighting powder from Soap & Glory. I'm just using the same brush. It's just going to give a really pretty natural, soft, very, very soft, almost duochromatic glow to the skin. Alright guys, I want to do a more soft, really pinky lip to kind of tie in the blush and the lip color. So I'm going to go into a really old school lip liner. This one is from Milani, and it is called Satin Rose. And today for my lipstick, I'm going to be using the Maybelline Matte Color Sensational Matte Lipstick in Lush for Blush, which is a really pretty pinky color. And guys, just to finish off the lips and just to give it a little bit of softness, I'm going to go in with my e.l.f. Pout Perfector in Glow. just right in the center of the lips. And we're done. All right, everybody, so this is the finished look using the Tease palette by Marc Jacobs. A really beautiful, soft, I think very spring appropriate, summer appropriate type of palette. I hope you enjoyed this look. Again, it's a lot softer than some of the other looks I've done in the past with the series, but I just want to say a big thank you to all of you who have stuck with me and supported me through this process. I know that I wanted to get all of these tutorials done in December, but I'm really proud of myself for the fact that I got 28 tutorials done in a very difficult month for me. But I did want to follow through and finish it up and just show you all 31 looks that I was thinking about. And you know, I definitely want to continue to teach you these fun tutorials because I love to do them. They're just an outlet for me and I just really enjoy them, and you guys seem to really enjoy them as well, although I will be including some more wearable looks. I know that's something that you guys are always on me about, so I will be doing some more wearable everyday, you know, be more beginner friendly looks. But guys, I just want to say thank you so much. This has just been a really fun process for me. I really hope that you guys were able to take maybe some different techniques or some, you know, learn something new. Maybe try some different color combinations. Maybe try a different technique. Maybe try different brushes for different things. Maybe discover some of your old palettes in your collection that have just been sitting and you know, collecting dust, because that was definitely part of this process as well as I wanted to encourage you to use palettes that you use every day in a new and distinctive way. So I hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you so much for watching, guys. But as always, guys, I always want to shout out a channel or a video that I really enjoy. And one of my biggest inspirations for doing this was one of my first favorite YouTubers is a channel. Her name is Shae, Girl Shae XO. You guys probably know her or have seen her. She's amazing. She does amazing tutorials. She does tutorials all the time. Always new, always, I think, very distinctive and fun, and just a great way to learn and get some inspiration. So, and she was one of the people that really inspired me to do this whole process. So, but guys, I hope you enjoyed. Be sure to check out her channel. I'll link it above as well as the end cards and down below. But as always, guys, have an amazing day. Have a rockin' week, and I will see you next time.